In this episode of What's in Your Pocket, we uncover a tale of serendipity and connections. Join us as Jeff shares the incredible journey of a lost challenge coin, a symbol of his service, and how it found its way back to him through a series of chance encounters and surprising twists. From Florida's sunny shores to unexpected networking in the skies, discover how a simple coin can weave a web of fate. This story goes beyond coincidence. It's about the power of a coin to connect lives. Don't miss this extraordinary episode.
That jingling sound. What's in your pocket? Let's get down. Challenge coins, you're a part of the crew. Listen in, we got something for you. What's in your pocket? Oh, what's in your pocket? Yeah, yeah. Come join the fun. Let's talk challenge coins on the podcast. What's in your pocket?
Welcome to another edition of What's in Your Pocket. My guest today is Jeff Wig. He's the deputy chief at Sycamore Police Department in Illinois, and he's here to share an incredible story and tell us how a lost coin made its way back home. Jeff, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to share this story with our community. But before you show us the coin, let's start at the beginning. I got to ask you, Jeff, what's in your pocket?
What's in my pocket with this story is I had a challenge coin designed and made for our investigations unit, which at the time I was the sergeant for. So I was in charge of the unit, and my agency, you know, they haven't big on challenge coins, but I'm one of those guys. I design patches, I design coins. I thought, you know what, I'm going to design not only a challenge coin for our investigative unit, but on the edge, I'm going to put our badge numbers. So on the edge of the coin, they're engraved. They were all engraved, this series was. So if you were in the unit and I gave you your badge number. So in this case, this coin had my badge number on it too.
Okay.
So that's the story behind the coin. I just love this stuff. It means something to me. It's symbolic.
Was it the first coin that your department had made? Or had you had other ones before?
No, years and years ago, we had a chief. He made a few challenge coins, you know, just a handful that he had made, enough, I think, for one in each person of the agency. And then it was on a pause for several years. And like I said, I'm just one of those guys. I like this stuff. And you can kind of see behind me, I may have a few coins.
Couple.
Yeah. So I think since then I've designed 7 for my agency. A couple detective related, most of which are universal patrol related, things like that. And what I found is you can make one coin, but then you can get a hold of the manufacturer and then you can do different things with it. You can black it out, you can gray it out, you can color part of it gold and the rest black, and you can do unique things. Since you already paid that dye and mold fee, now spice it up with some different colors and make some stuff unique. So over the years, I've done that, and you know, I hand them out to other agencies for good casework or internally, things like that. Yeah. So
let's talk about the emotional connection that a coin like this creates with the department. Like, why is this coin important to the guys in your department that carry them?
Well, typically, you get it because you're part of a unit or a division, or you get it as an attaboy, quote unquote, for a job well done or a case or something significant, where when you look at it, you know where you were when you got it, you know who gave it to you, and you know why you have it. Even if there's not a piece of paper associated with it, it's something tangible. This is how I got it. And a lot of people, they keep it with them. They like to carry it around as a memento.
It's something unique.
Yeah, like good times. Like I know the people I was with when this incident happened, or this event, or this mission, or whatever the case may be. And this is what I remember them by.
And unless somebody knew that you had that coin, I mean, you could walk by somebody every day for a year and they have no knowledge that you even had that coin in your pocket, or let alone what it means to you, right?
Correct. I carry one every day. I've since changed the coin we're going to talk about. I've since changed to another coin that I know we'll talk about too, for a different reason, but I've always tried to carry one on me.
Okay.
Because there's some symbolic meaning to it.
So let's go back to the lost one.
Yes.
So you got that. How long had you had it before you lost it?
I would say I had it for 2-3 years before I lost it.
Okay. But like right out the gate, you shot yourself in the foot or anything?
No, nothing.
You
like
got
that. And it wasn't like I kept just a coin alone in my pocket. Some people do, but I kind of worry about my stuff, and I know it's going to get beat up, but I don't want to beat up too much. So actually, I had run into a leather maker online that I had custom coin pouches made.
Nice.
So this was in it, and embossed on it was my badge number, which in the end helped me out with this coin.
Nice. Well, go ahead. Keep telling us that story.
So I go to Florida with my family. We're down in Fort Myers. We rent a car. We're driving all over the place. We're having a good time. And we're heading back to the airport. And I remember telling my wife, I don't know where my coin is, but it's got to be in my bag somewhere, because I'm worried about the after trip. Because when I was going to get home, we were going to land. I was going to be home for less than a day. I was going to turn around, and then I was going to go out to Phoenix to attend a seminar on law enforcement officers who want to get into real estate. And this seminar it's put on by former cops that are turned law enforcement. So they look out for us. It's thin blue line, fire too, thin red line. We're all in the same boat. And I remember I couldn't find it. I was a little bit worried, because if I don't have my coin, I'm like bugged. So I just chalked it up to, it's in my gear somewhere, I'll find it. I go off to Arizona. I'm out there. I don't really think of it. I grabbed a backup coin, because you can't find your main one. You got to have a backup. So I have a backup coin on me. And then I come back, and literally the next morning after I arrive back from Arizona, I get a call from my dispatch center. And they tell me, somebody found your badge. You lost it. And I was taken aback. I'm like, my badge? There's no way I lost the badge, because I had my badge on me in Arizona. I'm like, where did they find this badge? Well, he found it in a car in Florida. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. I just had my badge in Arizona. There's no way that this is true. So the dispatcher gives me the contact info of the gentleman that found my badge, quote unquote. I called him, very nice man, really cool guy. And he said, yeah, I found it. I said, can you describe to me what you found? He goes, yeah, it's this circular leather pouch. It's got 517 on it, which at the time was my badge number. That's why I had it embossed with 517. And inside is this coin, and it says Sycamore PD. And on the back side, it says investigations unit. It's got police line do not cross, fingerprint and stuff. And I'm like, okay. Now I know what it is. It's my coin. So I asked him to tell me, well, how did you discover this? So he told me he rents this car. He's driving it for a few days, and he looked under the seat or the center console. Actually, I forget which one. And he discovers this leather circular pouch. One side has 517, the other side has a Zia on it for New Mexico. My parents used to live in New Mexico. I love New Mexico. So I had it embossed with those. And he sees this coin. It says Sycamore PD on it in Illinois. And he's from Illinois, which is a small world. What are the odds some guys are in a car from an airport in Fort Myers, and he finds this. So I'm like, hey, here's my address. Can you send it back? He goes, no, actually, I'd like to meet in person. I don't want to mail to him. Hey, that actually is a great idea. Let's do that. So we conversed, and we made plans, and he said, I'll be home in a few weeks. We're staying down here, and when I get back, I'll meet with you. He gets back, he texts me, we made plans. I met him and his wife. I did a post on, I think I did one on Facebook, but I definitely did one on LinkedIn.
I saw the LinkedIn one, yeah.
Yeah, about this lost coin. And and then it got returned. And statistically, what are the odds it's going to get found, returned?
Yeah.
Somebody who discovers it is willing to do all this. And so we met at a Cracker Barrel, halfway in between where he lives and I live. And ever since then, I wouldn't say we talk a lot, but at holidays, wish each other Merry Christmas and things. It's one of those stories. How can you beat it?
How many years has
cool.
this been now?
I think we're coming up on at least 2, maybe 3 years since it's been.
Since you lost it.
Lost and found, and we texted you. And at the time, here's the interesting part too. One of the interesting parts. So I was going to get my real estate license at the time. This guy's son he's in commercial lending. So I talked with him, about real estate and things like that. Ultimately, real estate's not my gig. But what I found interesting at the time is, okay, again, statistically, what are the odds you're going to find somebody who's got somebody directly involved in real estate? I think it's, I just think it's rare. It's rare. Or maybe, maybe I was trying to find things like that and something was there. But to me, it was just kind of unique.
Well, you said somebody on the airplane too.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right. I actually ended up leaving the conference, not early, but it ended early, so I left. I caught an earlier flight. I took the last seat on a flight, and I sat next to a man who's involved in real estate. So we had a long discussion about real estate the whole ride back. He gave me his info. We talked a little bit after I got back. So yeah, just these little nuggets along the way. Like statistically, they're very rare. What are the odds this stuff keeps happening?
Yeah, I like the term nuggets because it references something really supreme, like something really important.
Yeah,
whether
like at that
whether it's
particular
an
time.
event or
Yeah.
So, how do you think a nonprofit or a charity could improve donor engagement with a custom coin?
Well, in my opinion, something like a coin, it's a tangible object. It's something you can carry with you. There's meaning behind it. Yes, it has weight, physically, mentally, especially if you're given money too. It adds some mental weight to it, I think. But you know where you got it. You know who you got it from. And even if you can't exactly remember who you got it from, you know where it is, and you associate a memory with it. Like I've probably gotten thousands of business cards in my time. But over the years of trading coins and trading patches, I can tell you there has been more than one time when a case has evolved in my agency or a neighboring agency, or you needed a contact at a particular department. And usually it's a large agency, like how are you going to get to the right person at a PD, let's say like Miami. And I can think of times where I'm like, hey, you know what? I traded some stuff with a guy from that agency, and now you have a connection. Or you work a case together and we trade investigator coins or PD coins. You know where you got it from. You know when it happened. So you can associate back to that connection. And it means something.
Yeah. You think that's an easy pivot for a nonprofit to take that same emotional connection that the military coins have and their sense of belonging to something bigger than themselves and use that to improve their donor engagement, to have them feel like I'm more than just writing a check. I'm valued because I know me putting this in people's hands is helping the bigger cause on a multi-level scale, but at a grassroots level, one person at a time, as you put that coin in somebody's hands and let them admire it and look at it.
I think that it is, if they're willing to think outside the box in terms of things that they do. Like when I think of nonprofits and getting a hold of me, I think of maybe envelopes that come in the mail or somebody talking to me, and it's personal yet impersonal. You're like, oh yeah, I'll get a hold of you, I'll call you, thanks for the card. And what do we do a lot of times with those cards? They go in a drawer.
I'm sure I'm sure they're probably already doing this at this point, but I thought about like Salvation Army, you know, what about those times that you want to make a donation as you're walking by, but you don't have cash to throw in the kettle? If they held up a coin, you just touch the coin and come up on your phone, you could do the same thing effectively.
Yeah, get a hold of me. Send me an email. Send me a text. 100% you could. It is definitely a new way to make the connection. Yes.
So, from your perspective, though, how do you think nonprofits could create that same emotional connection with their donors?
Well, you know, I guess you'd have to identify with the person you're speaking to and try to establish like rapport with them and build a connection that way. And then, you know, if you're talking coin wise, and then you talk to them, you hand them something like that, right then and there, especially like a guy like me or other people in law enforcement I know, right then and there, that's different. Like you're handing them something that means something.
Yeah.
Versus, to me, a business card is somewhat impersonal. In fact, let me just go off on a tangent here with business cards for a second. I recently, last year, went to the National Academy for the FBI. And when I went there, I went with business cards because they tell you to come with those. But in the end, I didn't use business cards. I used a QR code on my phone called, it's a free app. It's called QR Me. And what I found is you whip that out, you say, no, here, open up the camera on your phone, scan this. Then it changes. That change. It's not just a business card you're going to throw in a box, I'll get to it one day, because you don't get to it one day. There's too many.
You're right in the phone.
But yes, but right there, that changed the game. You talk a challenge coin or the one like that you've made that's proprietary, where you can scan that and it comes up with your info. That's a game changer. It's a hook. It's a niche. It's something unique. You're not going to forget that.
You know, I developed this in 2013 as a high-tech magic trick. It was a card trick. You'd shuffle the deck, select a card, and then at the end, I'd have you put the cards away, put them back in their box. I'd have you open up your phone. You'd touch your phone to my smart coin, and whatever card you selected would appear on your phone. And you could repeat the trick back to back with another person, and a different whatever card they picked would show up on their phone. So that's where the birth of the idea came from. But in the process of doing that, I found a way that, you know, we can use that same technology and help nonprofits and charities raise more money by giving them a tool that enables their donors to be extensions of their fundraising effort, you know. Or not everybody's going to do it, and that's okay. You know, you're not going to get yes every time, but how happy are you going to be when you put that in somebody's hand and they said, you know what, I'll do that. Perfect example. I'm a senior media consultant with Cumulus Media. I build radio and digital marketing campaigns for people. I met with a client who happened to be a Marine vet, and before I was leaving, I was showing him my coin. I took him one of my coins from Greywater, and I gave him that, and I gave him one of my 9/11 coins that I made for the American Red Cross. Talk about emotional connections. I made a coin for 9/11, donated 100% of the proceeds to the Red Cross, and we donated $80,500. And that was before social media, before Facebook. MySpace was around, I think, but it was all just from word of mouth from people coming to our website and buying it and telling other people, you know. But that no technology in it. That was just a challenge coin, you know, designed for that fundraiser. But definitely an emotional connection. So I thought I can use the same technology, and if you make your donors feel like they're part of something bigger, meaning, look, you know, I support this charity. Yes, I stand behind this charity. I'm more than happy to talk to people about this charity. And oh, by the way, now I have a coin in my pocket that I can pull out anytime when I'm talking to somebody. You know, if there's an opportunity that I think somebody might make a donation, I'm going to pull the coin out and I'm going to stick it in their hand. I'm going to let them hold it. I'm going to let them feel the weight. I'm going to comment on the weight, you know, and how that symbolically represents the weight of the charity that I help carry by talking to people like this right here. And then when they say, you know, that's really cool, and they're ready to hand it back to you, that's when you get to do your magic trick. You say, you know what, I even showed you the coolest part. Open up your smartphone. Now, I'm going to show you a magic trick, but in this magic trick, you're the person that has all the power to do the magic. Have them touch the phone to the coin, boom, donation page opens.
Right.
How cool of a magic trick would it be at this point if you made a donation and supported Children's Miracle Network or whoever the charity is, right? It's a little fun. It's a little bit of peer pressure when you're face to face, and now it's on your smartphone. But it's a lot different than just telling 100 different people about it, and asking for their support. And then it just never really gone anywhere beyond that because life happens. People forget things get interjected, distracted, sidetracked, But when you can, like you said, put a piece of the fundraising effort in their hands and let them tangibly feel that, and then just talk from your heart about why you support the charity. Tell them, look, I made a donation. I donated $100 online. They sent me this. I carry it in my pocket every day now because it's important to me, because it makes me feel like I'm part of the fundraising effort. I'm one small person, but I know every person I show it to is an opportunity to spark another donation.
Well, it's a way to, you made a difference with it.
Yeah. Yep. And people want to continue that positive feeling. So that's really why I feel it has the potential to bridge that gap between the donation that they make. And if you're asking them up front on the website before they even make the donation, hey, here's what this program's about. If you're interested, this is what we'd like to ask you. 3 things. 1, can you carry it in your pocket every day? 2, look for opportunities that you can talk to people and put the coin in their hand. And 3, find a minimum of 1 person that will make a donation just like you did. And by you finding 1 person, that keeps the wheel spinning, right? And then every other one is just icing cherries on top, right? The people that get 4, 5, 10 people send in, all from that same initial donation. Imagine if St. Jude today, and I'm just using St. Jude as an example, we're not doing a fundraiser for them. Imagine today, January 22nd, 2024, St. Jude has 100 people that are on payroll for doing fundraising, right? That's their job. They're fundraisers for St. Jude. They come up with all the ideas, everything St. Jude does in their fundraising effort. Say they do this new thing and they send out to, the first person I would go after is all your low-hanging fruit, right? The people that have donated for the past 5, 10 years. Go to them first and say, hey, we're doing this new program, and because you've been a supporter, blah, 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 for however long, we're offering it to you first. Make a $100 donation. We'll give you this coin, which is a fundraising tool that you're meant to carry in your pocket. Get them on board with, yeah, okay, I'll carry that in my pocket. Yeah, I'll show it to people. Yeah, I can find 1 person. Like, I really believe if you set the bar low and ask for 1, that people will just gush that back with love. You know what I mean? Like, I just, and that I think is going to far outweigh the people that go, yeah, I got a coin, throw it in a drawer, done,
Well, yeah, and in the end, with all these opportunities, the base is much bigger than the top. And if you focus on them and treat them right, then it'll trickle up.
Let's say St. Jude offers these for the first time and they sell 10,000, right? Sell 10,000 coins at $100 each. That's $1 million raised. I even, side note, have a way for the nonprofits to get a charity, or a corporate sponsor to pay to cover the cost of minting the coins in exchange for putting their logo on one side of the coin. What big corporate sponsor that has money that they need to write off anyway, not going to want to put their logo on the side of 10,000 coins that's going to physically be put in people's hands all the time, right? So say they sell 10,000 coins. Instantly, tomorrow, St. Jude has 10,100 people that are actively fundraising on behalf of St. Jude because they're all carrying their coin in their pocket looking for 1 person. So from the simple side of it, if you assume everybody going into it knows they need to find 1, and we accept the fact that, yeah, we think everybody can find 1, that 10,000 is instantly going to spawn 10,000 more coin sales, another $1 million raised. So for every 10,000 coins that are out there for that fundraiser, it's generating exponentially.
Right. Yeah.
It'll trail off at some point, but still, everyone beyond the first one is a cherry.
Right. It's a good intro, and as long as everybody knows and believes that that charity and that entity is genuine and they're doing what they say they're going to do,
Yeah,
it's a great tool. It is.
for sure. Well, do you have another coin that you want to talk about too, right?
I do. So the current coin I carry, and hopefully this will kind of show up here, is this one right here.
Is that the one that you sent me? Or is that's a different one?
I did not send you
Okay.
this one.
If you send me that one afterwards, I'll put it up bigger screen for you.
I will do that. This coin I carry now, I was blessed that in January of 2023, I was allowed and approved to go to the National Academy in Quantico through the FBI, a 10-week program. Before I went into that program, I entered my name and interviewed and was selected to be part of the International Partnership Program, which meant the roommate I was going to have was going to be a foreign national. So my roommate was from Norway, incredible guy. It was a great experience. What that opened up me to is most of my experiences through the National Academy involved roughly 50% Americans and 50% foreign nationals. And that was because the buddies I made at the NA, they were all part of this too, because we just had meetings, things like that. So it opened my eyes to what law enforcement is like throughout the world. And the people I hung out with were from, the continent of Africa, Europe, Southeast Asia, North America, obviously South America was in there. So that was, it kind of covered everybody. I don't recall, there wasn't an Australian in the group that I hung out with, but because of that, there's a gentleman from North Carolina, David McCoy. He went ahead and made a coin for the international program. So on one side is the FBI logo and National Academy International Partnership Program. The other side contains all the flags of the nations that were represented at our particular NA session. That is the coin I carry every day now. It means a lot to me. That program, those individuals, I talk to them regularly. I miss them. Great, fond memories that I hope I never forget.
And there, how many of those coins you think are in circulation?
I don't know how many he made. Maybe 200. If he made one for everybody in the session, 250. But in the end, I don't know how many coins he had made. I got 2. Actually, no, technically I got 3. I have one I carry, one on my rack, and then I got one. I got one because I did some extra things and somebody gave me an extra. But then it turned out that somebody needed one that didn't have one. So I felt blessed, like, wow, like I had this spare, so I gave it to that person. And
nice.
It all kind of balances out. Life balances out. So I have 2. I don't think he made 500. He probably made a couple hundred, maybe 300 at the most. I don't know.
Again, that just goes back to one of the initial points that you brought up about it's not something that you can go out and just buy at a store. It's you have to know, you have to be involved in whatever was going on to even know that coin was thought about being made,
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's why it's unique. It's part of an experience. It's not just a thing. It's literally part of an experience or an event in your life that you can go back to, even if just for a moment.
Little time vault.
Yes, 100%.
Yep. Well, guys, we've been talking with Deputy Chief Jeff Wig from Sycamore Police Department in Illinois. If you enjoy what's in your pocket, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell to be notified of new episodes. Jeff, that was a great story. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. It's been great.
As a fundraiser, my goal is to help nonprofits find cost-effective ways to improve donor engagement and increase overall fundraising success through the use of custom coins and creating that same emotional connection that Jeff has with his coins, and taking that to every donor who supports their favorite charity. Empower them to become brand ambassadors and give them a tool that they can carry in their pocket. It's a physical piece of the fundraising effort that, oh, by the way, has to build a magic trick that can spark the flame to make some real magic happen. You ask them to open their smartphone, touch it to the coin, and instantly the coin tells your phone to open a browser and loads the donation page right there on their smartphone. A donation at this point is a simple tap away. Wouldn't that be a great magic trick if somebody said, sure, I'll donate? I think everybody can find at least one person to make the next donation and spin the wheel in this perpetual donation machine that we're creating. Set the bar low, ask your ambassadors to find one, and they'll exceed that with ease. That's my goal. I want to change the way fundraising is done and make it more personal with a custom coin tied to your donation page. What do you think? Jeff, any final responses?
Other than thank you so much again for having me. I think if everybody out there knew the memories and things you can associate with something like this, there'd be more of it out there.
And I could, from a designer standpoint, I've been designing coins for 30 years. There's an emotional connection from day one, from starting to design the coin, and watching that coin come to life. And like you pick up on that excitement, that vibe, yes, from your client, like talking back and forth, just in, oh, that looks great. Hey, can we add this? Or, hey, can you change this? Or do we have room to put this? Or, just ideas that kind of flow once you start seeing it. So, Jeff, I'm thankful for you sharing your story with our viewers and adding some color to our painting today. And if you guys have a great challenge coin or an even better story behind it, you could be a guest on an upcoming episode. Leave a comment with your challenge coin and story below. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Gray water hops.
In my pocket there's a coin, it's a game changer. Smart coin, my friend, is not just a stranger. Designed for a purpose, a daily companion. Keeps the cause alive like a blazing champion. Brand ambassador, that's the role we take. For our charity's sake, there's too much at stake. Smart coin in hand as we make our vow. We'll light it up, starting right here, right now. Coin of connection in our grip, it gleams. A token so real, it's more than it seems. Pass it to a friend, watch the story unfold. With smart coins touch, where the legends foretold. Put it in their hand, watch the sparks ignite. A conversation piece takes flight like a kite. Weighted with purpose, and it feels so right. Smart coins in our grip, and it shines so bright. Brand ambassador, on a mission we strive. Spreading hope and love on this powerful ride. With smart coins touch, we're a force to reckon. Together we rise, leaving no soul unchecked. Coin of connection, in our grip it gleams. A token so real, it's more than it seems. Pass it to a friend, watch the story unfold. With smart coins touch, where the legends foretold. Every touch, every smile, we're making it real. Part of something bigger, that's the deal we feel. Size, weight, and detail, it's a tactile delight. Smart coins in our hearts, shining through the night. With each passing day, our mission gains might. Brand ambassadors in the spotlight so bright. Together we carry the weight of our aim. Smart coin in our hand, we're in this game. Brand ambassador, united as one. For the charity we love, we've just begun. With smart coins touch and hearts in the flame, we'll change the world and leave our name. tease.